75 people waiting for me. Okay. Oh shit, no way. Yeah, about 75, I think. Nice. I don't need them. Hello, hello, everybody.
Hey, what's going on, family? What's going on? How you doing?
I'm doing outstanding. Very, very nice to meet everybody here. Awesome. My name is Sean, and I'll be hopping on with you guys today. Awesome. So happy to see people on. Marvin, hello. Paulette, hello. Demetrius, Denise, hi guys. How's everybody doing? Tanya, hi. CC, hey. Awesome, guys. I see a lot of excited people to jump on today. I'm super motivated, and I'm super pumped to help you guys learn the Fibonacci tool today. We'll give it a couple minutes, make sure everybody hops on, and then I'll talk to Von Zal or who's the host, and then we'll get it going. Awesome. I'm already online, Von Zal. Von Zal, are you there?
I'm here. I'm good. What's going on, everybody? You guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
What's up? Hey, guys. I want to introduce you guys to Shaun Godinez. He is a good friend of mine. He's from iteach FX. I have learned a lot from this man. He's a great mentor. Been working with him the last year while I was in Saudi. Great success with my trading through him. And tonight, guys, he's going to teach you his Fibonacci, and it's amazing, and we are excited. So, Shaun, whenever you are ready to go, it's on you, my man.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and screen share. Let's see here if I can do this correctly this time. Let's see. All right, let's see here. So let's see. So Von Zal, you can see my screen, correct?
Yeah, I see it. You're good.
Okay, perfect. And everybody can hear me? Everybody's muted, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, they're muted. They can unmute themselves so they have questions.
Okay, cool. Yeah, there's a chat box available. If you guys need any help, let me know in the chat. I'm going to keep that open for you guys. If I'm going too fast or too slow, just let me know. We're going to start. Von Zal told me that there's a bunch of people on today, and you guys are excited to learn the Fibonacci retracement. It is one of my favorite tools that I use as an indicator, and it's going to help us really get those perfect entries. So I'm going to go from the beginning, and we're going to take what the Fibonacci is, and we're going to go all the way to the advanced. Awesome. So what is the Fibonacci tool? The Fibonacci retracement identifies key levels of support and resistance. Fibonacci levels are commonly calculated after a market has made a large move, either up or down, and seems to have flattened out at a certain price level. And I want you guys to go ahead and write that down or take notes. And while you guys are doing that, getting a pen and paper and more people are logging in, I'll go ahead and just tell you guys a little bit about myself. My name is Shaun Godinez. I'm the CEO of iteach FX. And what I do is I have in-persons and I have a course that I offer to my friends. And you know, I believe everybody's family when we're trading. So my whole intention and my goal here is to teach you guys the best of my ability, the fib retracement tool. I've been trading for about 5 years. I'm a 6-figure earner. I've taught a lot of students. I think I'm over 600 students that are profitable. So yeah, guys, if you guys have anything while we're going through this, I'm here for you guys. And it's going to be a full hour long, guys, so just bear with us. So the first thing we want to notice is the Fibonacci. With the Fibonacci tool, I measure the impulse to the upside, and after that, I retrace to the golden zone. So the first thing I want to do is I'm actually going to go to TradingView, and I'm actually going to show you guys my Fibonacci, so then that way you guys can have a really clear understanding of the settings as well, because that's kind of critical to making sure it's all correct. So in TradingView, we're going to have the Fibonacci tool right down here. It's the fib retracement. So it's going to be the third one down. I'm going to have an arrow on TradingView, and we're going to go over to fib retracement. When we do that, we're just going to go ahead and open it up by clicking once, dragging down, and clicking again. So the point of this is to make sure that you guys understand the same levels that I'm using. So right now would be a really good time, and I'm going to show you guys this at the end as well. But go ahead and start marking down these levels, because these levels are the levels that I use for the fib. So I'll give you guys a couple minutes, and we're going to go style.
Where the fuck is my camera? This is another thing. I never.
And you want to make sure that all the Hey guys, can you hear me now? I don't know if you guys could hear me the whole time. Okay, I'm just gonna keep going.
You were good the whole time. You were
Okay,
good.
perfect. Thank you. So again, so what we're doing right now, guys, is we're setting up our fib tool on our trading view. We're gonna go down here to settings on the fib retracement, and we are gonna go ahead and write these numbers down. So we have 0, 0.382, 0.618, the number 1, and then a negative 0.27, 0.5, 0.786, negative 0.618, 0.71, and 1.272. So please make sure you get those numbers. If you guys want to screenshot it, you guys are more than welcome to. These are going to be the basic Fibonacci levels that we're going to use. And there are a couple numbers in here that I'm definitely going to talk about. So when we're doing the Fibonacci, there's different levels to understand that we're going to trade. So the first one that we're going to be using and talking about mainly is the 60 to the 51 zone. So that's going to be called our golden zone. And that's our area where we're going to be buying and selling. Okay. So that's really critical to know. Now, if it comes up to the 38 and we believe it's going to push back down, unfortunately, due to my rules, I don't like to trade unless it's in one of my golden zones. Okay. So I hope you guys got the settings on that. We're going to go back to it. So with the Fibonacci tool, we're measuring the impulses. So as you can see here, I measured from down here. Sorry. I measured from down here because this is an impulse. So I measured the impulse, which is from right here, the 100, all the way up to the 0 mark. So that's going to be my impulse. I don't know what's coming in the future, but I do know that I have my 50 to 61 zone. I do see that it tapped my 50. So that would be a good indication for a buying opportunity. So again, the whole purpose of the Fibonacci tool is it measures an impulse, but it's really measuring the retracement for us. Okay, so we measure the impulse, it measures the retracement, and we want to stay somewhere in this 50 to 61 zone for the best possible entries. My stop loss is going to be right under the 61%. So there's key levels on stop losses as well, which we'll get into in the future, probably in about 30 minutes. So you can see after the impulse moves to the upside, we do have that correction, which is called a retracement. And then from there, we're at the 50%. That's our golden zone for a buy. I set up my buy here. My take profit is going to be at the negative 61.8. So I'll talk about that right now. So we have 3 different take profit levels when dealing with the Fibonacci tool. Take profit 1, once it's in our golden zone, take profit 1 would be at this 0.00%. That is exactly where that impulse was, and that's our first take profit. So for those double tops or for those continuations. The next thing is at negative 27. That's going to be take profit number 2. And then we have take profit number 3 at negative 61.8%. Okay. As you can see here, our entry was right here at the 50%. It did go ahead and make a move up to, this is take profit 1, came over to take profit 2. It came back to take profit 1 and even underneath, but eventually overall going up to take profit 3. And I do like to show this pair because it is on a 4-hour time frame. So this pair shows great discipline, patience, and understanding that the tools do work. But the problem is that trading psychology, a lot of people, a lot of traders that I personally know, they hit take profit 1, they hit take profit 2, and they secure profits and they move their stop loss all the way up to take profit 1. What ends up happening, it did retrace and it did stop people out. So for my style like of trading, I just like to set it, forget it, put my stop loss, my take profit, and let it run. This is another trade setup. So I do see that I have my impulse to the upside. So I'm measuring it again from the bottom, which is right here. It's a black line. You can't really see it that great. And I measured it all the way to the top of the impulse because I see it starting to retrace. I do see it's coming down lower. And let's go back. And I want to show you guys something here. If you guys can all make sure you guys see this. 50 to 61 is my golden zone. But the 38.2 level right here above it is also a valid level on some pairs. You're going to have to back test to find out what pairs the 38.2 are valid for you. Okay. Now 50 to 61, I know that's going to be AUD USD. I know that's going to be Euro CAD. I know that's going to be Euro JPY, CAD CHF, what else? Those are going to be the ones for 50 to 61 because I've back tested those for thousands of hours. So I'm really good at understanding that. But as we look here, we do see that impulse. We do see a retracement, and it is kind of consolidating in this area at 38.2. Okay. Now, most people would buy here because it is consolidating. It is showing some upward movement. But what we have to understand is we have to be patient and we have to literally wait until it hits this 50 to 61. Now, people are asking me, hey, Sean, like what happens if it starts going way up? Like, are you going to buy? Personally, no. You could. The 38.2 could be valid, but I've been trading for so long now, guys. I only do the 50 to 61. I like to wait and be patient. And again, our goal is to sell low. Our goal is to buy low and sell high. So if I'm buying here, this is already higher than this point here. And that only may be 30, 40 pips, but I have to understand that why would I buy here when it's higher than here? I have to buy low. And that's what people think. They think this whole section is low, but it's really not. This is the low point. This is higher. So after it ranged in 32 for a while, and I zoomed in a little bit more here, you can see it did make a drop into the 50 to 61 zone. And that's where we're going to take our buying opportunities. I set my stop loss at the 71% because it did come down all the way to the 50 to the 61 zone. I set my take profit at take profit 3. So again, first take profit is at 0.00. You're going to have a really high profitability rate, but you're not going to catch that many pips. You're also going to have the negative 27, which is take profit 2. And then you have your take profit 3 at this negative 61. Now, take profit 3 generally means that at this point, buyers are exhausted at that negative 61. So that's why it is take profit 3. And then let's see if I have an example. There it goes there. So you guys can see it did come down 38.2. I did not take the trade. I waited till it came to the 50 to the 61% zone. And then I did take it to the upside all the way to take profit 3. And if you guys notice, once it got to take profit 3, what happened? Sellers came right back in and took over. And that's the importance, and that's how, valuable the Fibonacci tool is. As you can see from the beginning, when I bought it here, came up to take profit 1, hit take profit 1, retraced, came up to take profit 1 again over it, and it closed above take profit 1. Then it moved over to take profit 2, and then gradually went over to take profit 3 before coming all the way back down. Okay. Let's see. This is a good one right here. As price continues to the upside, we want to make sure that we follow it with our fib tool, and we need to accurately measurement. So again, we're going to measure. Let me see if I have an example here. So let's see. We notice a downward trend consisting of lower lows and lower highs. So that's super important. We understand that this is a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And now this big impulse here is very, critical to understand. That's our BOS. That's our break of structure. So as you see, we're having lower highs and lower lows, lower highs and lower lows. All of a sudden, we now have a higher high. This is higher than these previous ones right here. So this is our break of structure. And now we're going to start using the Fibonacci tool to measure the break of structure. So as we're having our lower highs and lower lows, we see our break of structure. We're going to measure it from the bottom all the way to the top. Okay. And we're going to wait for that retracement. A lot of students are saying, well, what happens if it doesn't retrace? What happens if it keeps moving up? Let's go ahead and see what happens. So as it keeps moving up, I'm grabbing my Fibonacci tool and I'm sliding it and I'm tracing along with it. Okay, so I'm not letting it just sit there idly. I'm actually measuring the whole impulse. So I'm measuring this whole thing. We now see that this is the end of the impulse, and now we will be looking for a buying opportunity near or at our golden zone. So we have our break of structure down here. That's when I started measuring it. I measured it from there to there. It kept going up. So I measured it from there all the way to the high side. And I noticed it did start coming back down now. That's the end of our impulse. So now I'm going to wait until it hits that 50 to 61 zone again. I see it hit the 38. It did create some sort of morning star, but at the same time, it's not in my zone. So I'm not going to take the trade. Okay, so price has created a level of support. At a fib level, it is okay to miss trades that don't match your setup. Do not rush your trade and always have risk management. So on this trade, guys, I'm actually looking at it on another monitor as well. I do see my impulse to the upside. I do see my downward move. I do see it come back up. I do see it come back to that 38.2. It did come back up, and now it is creating that level of support. So two things are going to happen. It's either going to shoot up and I'm going to miss this trade, or it's going to break to the downside, hit my 50 to 61, and then shoot up. That would be my guesses in this. And if it hits the 38.2 and if it goes up and I miss it, I don't really care because I like to have better entries. So with enough practice, you can feel confident about waiting to buy when it hits the golden zone and being patient. So again, here it is. We have our downtrend. We had our break of structure. We did measure the whole impulse to the upside. We did see it numerous times bounce off the 38.2. And then it did fall over and it did come over the 50% zone. So as soon as it's that 50% zone, I'm going to be going down to lower time frames. I'm staying on a higher time frame, like a 3 hour right now, but I would be going to a lower time frame and looking for perfect entries. And I'm sure we'll get into that in the future. But right now I'm on a 3 hour time frame. I do see that this candle closed bearish, but I'm in my zone. I set my stop loss below the 61, and I can see what happens. It hit my zone perfectly between the 50 and 61. It shot up to take profit 1, shot up to take profit 2. It did come down here and then finally finished off and went all the way to take profit 3. Now, just because I put take profit 3 there does not mean it's going to get all the way up there all the time. I've actually had a couple trades this week where I set it for take profit 3. It hit take profit 1, it hit take profit 2, and then it went the other direction. I was able to secure profits and get out early. But you have to understand that sometimes it doesn't make it all the way to take profit 3. The next thing I want to know when I'm taking this trade is I do see that this break of structure, this impulse, this is a nice retracement to the 50% zone. So I'm not only looking at the Fibonacci tool, but I'm also looking to the left. I looked to the left prior and I saw that resistance is set there. You guys should definitely know about support and resistance because this is one of my, it's one of the indicators that I use to set levels. So I do see that there's a level of resistance. I also see that it matches up with take profit 3. So at this point, I felt very confident taking my risk reward all the way to take profit 3. So I went ahead, I moved it all the way up, put my resistance there, and it got there. So I want to go ahead and do some live trading with you guys on some real charts and give you guys some live examples. Now, does anybody have any questions at all? I know you guys can only chat right now, so you guys can put something in the chat. I could wait a couple minutes, but I'm going to be setting up my bars right now, my chart. I'm actually going to go to white mode. Let's do this. And I'm going to go to a pair that I haven't marked up so it could be brand new and fresh. So when looking for Fibonacci tool, just like anything else in Forex, we want to use that higher time frame for that confirmation or that confluence. The higher time frames are going to help us understand what we're really looking for, and then we could break it down to the lower time frames. But the Fibonacci tool does work on all time frames, okay? So another thing we do want to use is we do want to use the Fibonacci at a break of structure, or we want to use it for a continuation on a trending market. So I do see that we did have a nice solid uptrend. Let's go ahead and there we go. I do see that we had a nice uptrend. We set higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. And then something happened on the daily. It kind of stopped out right here at this resistance level right here. And I'll go ahead and draw that out for you as well. Right in here, we hit our resistance. After that, we took a huge plummet and impulse to the downside. So that would be called a break of structure. So, and does everybody here know how to back test? I just want to make sure, because we are going to be back testing today. So I want to make sure if you guys haven't gone over that yet, we will go over it just a bit. So this is how we're going to get really good with back testing the fib strategy. So after I see my huge impulse to the downside, I have to wait till it finds support and it starts going the opposite direction. So I'm going to grab my fib tool. I'm going to measure it from the break of structure. So this top area here, that wick, that top wick, and I'm going to measure the impulse all the way to the downside. And bear with me, guys. I'm going to change my chart so you guys can go ahead and see the colors a lot better on this chart. So give me 2 minutes while I just set this up real quick. Mhm. Mhm. 32. Perfect. All right, guys. And not a lot of people know how to backtest. Okay, I'm sure you guys are going to get into it. If not, I'll briefly touch into it because, again, the Fibonacci strategy, you definitely want to make sure that you guys understand how to use it. And a lot of traders that I feel, you know, they're trying to use it on a live time frame, but we have to practice something. And I was going over that with my students today, is get on a demo account and trade and practice and learn a strategy before you ever go to a live account. I'm going to go over backtesting real quick with you guys just to make sure you guys understand it. So with backtesting, we're going to be on a normal chart. It could be any chart we want. And what we're going to do is we're going to go up to this area up here, this bar replay. This bar replay, we just have to click it one time. Now, this is going to be used on a daily time frame again. On a bar replay, we click it one time. And we notice now there's a red line. Wherever I want to go, I can just click and that red line will now be the end date. Okay. And it brought up a little toolbar with a play button, a forward button, a jump to button, a speed slider, and to real time or close. So let's say I want to go farther back in time. Instead of me going and hitting the bar replay again, which we're not going to do, we're going to go ahead and jump to using this feature, and it's going to go ahead and do the same thing. So we can go ahead and move back. Okay. The purpose of backtesting, we want to go back on the daily, and this is how we backtest. So we go to the daily and we understand that currently we are at July 28th, 2015. If I were to play this at full speed, it's going to go about a day every 0.2 seconds. So it's going to move a lot. Okay. Now, whenever I feel that it's good for me, and whenever I feel that I believe there's a trade setup coming, I'm going to go ahead and mark it. So bar replay, I go back in time. I'm on a daily time frame. I'm going to slow down the speed because I want to see what's happening. There's no rush in trading, and that's kind of the critical thing. And I'm just going to go ahead and play it. I'm going to sit back and I'm going to watch it. And this is how we backtest in real time as far as understanding how the fib work. So once you're able to see it and you get better, you get speed up. And now you're watching it. And the whole purpose of this is to understand what the markets are doing. Understanding, is this a fake out? Understanding if it's a higher high, understanding if it's a lower low. Just understanding what's happening. Once you get better, you can go even faster. So there are a couple fibs that happened just in this time frame, and let's go back to them. The first one was going to be right here. We do see that it was in consolidation right there, and it did break to the upside. So once it breaks to the upside, that's our impulse. So let's go ahead and measure that and see what happens. So we measure it from the bottom of the impulse, so that wick, all the way to the top of the impulse to that wick. With the Fibonacci tool, it's very critical to get exactly on the wicks. Okay, once you do that, you can move your slider bar a little slower. Go ahead and hit play. Have your hand on the pause button and understand it went up a little bit more. I move it up a little bit more. Hit play. Now, what just happened, guys? It literally just dropped in 1-2 bars and it went and hit the 50% zone. At this level, we are now able to take a long position, put our stop loss at the 61, or the 71, whatever you feel comfortable at, and then have our take profit set at take profit 1. Now, this is going to be more for swing trading on the daily time frame because we're on a daily time frame. Look at how many pips we're losing. 209 if it hits our stop loss, and we have a reward of 541. This right here, to me, even though it played out even though it played out, is not a good trade. We need to have risk management in order to be profitable. Understanding the fibs do work 70 to 80% of the time, and understanding you can be very profitable with it is great. But not having the risk management to back it up and not having the capital to back it up, you're going to literally just get more discouraged when trades don't go your direction. So how to eliminate a 200 pip stop loss? That's too many pips. The most you should be doing as a stop loss is 35 pips. Now, I'm going to show you something before we continue on. And I just kind of want to show you my student results on, let's see. So we have Marcos. Now, everybody that goes through my course after the in-person, they're going to have an area where you have a trading journal. And every time you take a trade, I need you to log it. Okay. If you guys don't have a trading journal yet, I'll talk to Von Zhao and I'll hop on another meeting in the future. And I have no problem showing you guys the trading journal that I set up for my team. But what's most impressive is if you look at the dates here, all this month, I have them take their before pictures so I can see what they're doing. I need to know. So this is an uptrend. It broke structure. He measured it. It's at the 38.2 on the fib. He's losing $123. I tell them to write everything down because I need to know, because I want to see what they see so I can make them snipers in the markets. And his profit is 407. Stop loss, max is 35 pips. He had 24 pip stop loss. I tell him to go $5 a pip. Max risk is 123 bucks. And he sold it. And here's the after picture. Now, these are my students. So this is just one of them. But you can see for the month of October, there are some losses in here, which are expected. But for the month of October, if you look to the bottom right, you can see his profit is 17K 300 bucks. So 17K for a month of trading, and he started with under $2,000. But you can see a lot of wins, and the red ones are the losses. So again, it's not about being profitable 100% of the time. It's about knowing how to use the Fibonacci tool the correct way, understanding how to back test so you can get better. Let's see here. I also have another student, Octavius. Again, they're required to trade. They're required to show me their journals so I can keep track of them. And here's the dates. Here's the before pictures. The risk in pips. Again, he did 50 on his first trade. That was wrong. And 40. I won't allow that. It's only 35 pip max. Profit, the trading, and then if it's a win or loss. So Octavius, win, 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 loss, win, 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 loss, win, 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 loss, win, 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 win. So, and then he took 3 losses in a row at the back. Since then, I've actually given him a live account. So after students come through my advanced course and they come to my in-person, I meet them like I did Von Zhao. You know, Von Zhao is just a beast. He's a natural, and everything he says, guys, definitely take it for what it is because he trades daily. And, you know, usually if they're really good students and they don't have a lot of capital, I like to fund their accounts. And so we both, you know, we all make money. So since they started, they had 3 wins in a row on the live. So now they're on a live account and they've had 3 wins. Let's see. And I'll just show you one more just to kind of show you some, and these are all recent. Sophie, she's one of my good students as well. And you can see what she kind of says here. Hey, Sean, here are the screenshots from the weekly homework. I really tried not to focus on over trading and looking for setups with strong confirmations. Realistically, I would say I was around 70% accurate overall. 70% is huge. And then here's her markups with the befores and the after. The before and the after. There's no reason why 84% of my students are profitable. The reason is it's because they put in the work, they listen, and they follow the steps. They're very patient. That's my success rate, is an 84% success rate with student traders. My success rate, I don't know, I think it's like 74% for trading. So going back to this trade here, you could see once it broke out, it came all the way up. I measured to the 50% and I was able to, you know, again, the stop loss is way, way too big because it does need to be set there minimum. But how do we alleviate a 209 pip stop loss? Thank you, Paulette. Nice. I love it. So how do we alleviate a 200 pip stop loss? Because that's way too many pips. What we're going to do is we have to understand that it hit our 50% right here. Once it hits our 50%, I'll try to make the screen as big as I can for you guys. Once it hits our 50% mark, we need to understand that we have to go down to a lower time frame. And this is where we're going to start looking for better entries. So we see our break of structure. We see that there is some buying power here. So let's go down to a lower time frame. And now we're going down to the 1 hour time frame. These are going to be a lot stronger confirmation trades. So as I'm playing it out, I'm able to see what's happening every single hour. I see a little bit of a double bottom right here. That's a really good indication to now my entries coming over here. My stop loss is coming up to the 61. Let it keep playing out. Again, my goal is to buy as low as possible. So now it's in my 50 to 61%. I'm at a level of support that it's giving me here. So now what I could do is I'm going to wait for a bullish candle before getting in the trade, because I'm not going to get in when it's going down on a smaller time frame. On a bigger time frame, it's going down, it closes at the bottom, you go to the lower time frames to get a better entry. So now I see what's happening. Support, support. Here's our little fake out. Oh my God, this is so perfect. I'm so glad you guys are on right now. Amazing. Look at what's happening here, guys. It is dropping down lower. It is in my 50 to 61% zone. But not only that, look at the time on the bottom, 2300. That's 11 o'clock at night to midnight. So that candle started at 11 o'clock and ended at midnight, which is London session. So now I feel very confident about putting my stop loss up here, because now it's 11 o'clock. So my entry would be here because it's selling. My stop loss is here. Do I get in the trade yet? No. I need to wait for a bullish candle. And there's my bullish candle. I am in the trade here. Stop loss below the wick to the left, which is that wick right there. Now, if I were to zoom out and move this down, you can see how I just went from a 200 pip stop loss to a 36 pip stop loss. That's fine. That I can live with, okay? And I did that by identifying on the daily, it was already in my zone, but now I went down to a lower time frame. I was like, okay, it's still going down. I went down to a lower time frame and it's still going down. But now I do see that it is in my 50 to 61. I do see that it came all the way down here, closed here, opened here, closed a little bit higher, but they couldn't push it down any farther past this level of support there. All right, next thing I want to do is I have my stop loss in place. I have my take profit in place. Let's go ahead and run it. And I'll go ahead and run it fast. And that one did get stopped out before the rise. So you guys can see here, it did get stopped out, $36, not that big of a deal. Again, that could give you an extra confirmation to get in for a buy down here. Again, we want to go ahead and buy as low as possible. So you did see I got in a little bit too early, which does happen often. But overall, that trade did go to the upside. If I wanted to put a little bit more, let's see, that was here. So that would have needed to be at least 45 pips or 53 pips for it not to get stopped out. So again, I'm trying to show you guys live trades. Let's go ahead and do another one on a different pair. We'll go to Euro JP. Trying to show you guys pairs that I haven't marked up yet, because I'm trying to show you guys as fresh as possible with new eyes. Awesome. Here's another great one. So we do see, and this is going to be a 1 hour chart, but we do see a huge impulse to the upside right here. Again, after it consolidated, it shot up even more. So again, I'll bring out my fibs and I would measure it from our break of structure all the way to the upside. And I measured it from here to here. What do I do next? I sit back and I wait until it hits my 50 to 61 zone. Once it hits my 50 to 61% zone, I am now looking to get in the market for a buying opportunity at that 50 to 61% zone. This is even better. Perfect. Let me go up a little bit. Let me move faster. Cool. So I'm going to stop it right here, guys, so you guys can see it. But I want you guys to notice that we understand that it hit the 50 to 61% zone here. I'm going to change the color for you guys. And it did come back, test that area again. And it did come back a third time to tap off that 51%. So what this means to me is there's no way in the world you guys can miss a trade or feel that you guys are going to miss a trade, understanding that the markets are going to come back and retest. Understanding the market is a language, and understanding that lower time frame. Yes, exactly. The lower the time frame, the better the entry for sure. But understanding the market does come back to you again, and again. So this one came back 3 times. So it gave me 3 opportunities to get in the market. You could scale in, you could stack your trades. We're not going to get into that today at all. Again, if Von Zao wants to host another meeting for me, I'm more than happy to hop on with you guys any day for you guys. So, you know, the market is a language. And I try to tell my students that this is not, even though the market's a language, it's not English or Spanish or anything like that. It's like hieroglyphics. It's not going to make complete sense, but it is translating something to you. We see this huge downward impulse. We do see it consolidate in that 50 to 61 zone. You know, that's 6 hours of consolidation before it moved up. Came back down into the zone, consolidated again, pushed back up. Came back that third and final time and hit the 50% zone before it went over to take profit 2. And then from there, I believe it came back down. Let's see. Did it go anywhere else? Cool. So if we would have set up our risk reward tool on this trade, even if we would have got in early, let's say we got in here at this 50 to 61, we put our stop loss at that 61% here, and we moved it over to take profit 1 or even take profit 2. Take profit 2 is 240 pips. Take profit 1 is 161 pips. And then it did hit 90 pips before it went down the other direction. But it did go overall to take profit 2. And then it would have got stopped out, I believe, at take profit 2. And I probably would have been out of the trade. It's way too long. But yeah, it did get stopped out after take profit 2. But after that, we already secured over 150 pips. It's 230 pips for take profit 2. So the Fibonacci is really critical to understand. We can also do to test for sell trades. Yeah, 100%. The fib tool, Dami, the fib tool can be used for buying or selling. 100%, yes. So let's go ahead and find a good selling opportunity. So we would wait for that impulse. Let's see here. So this impulse right here did break the structure to the left, which is right over here. So that structure did get broken. Now there's two things I want to show you guys before I wrap up. Now they're very important. The first thing we do is we do have that impulse. The impulse is critical to understand and realize because there's always that retracement that follows. Let's go ahead and grab our fib. We're going to measure it from the top of the break, which is right there, to the bottom wick, which is right here. The more accurate you are, even by 1 pip, and that's something I want to tell you guys is I've been stopped out by half a pip, by 1 pipette before. Just 1 pipette, which is the smallest movement. And I've been stopped out and other traders have won money. So understanding very technical is the key. All right, the next thing we want to understand is it did come all the way down, impulse. It did retrace all the way to our 50% zone and our 60% zone right here before we were able to take a sell. So yes, it does work, but not only that, look at this previous support. What I want you guys to do from now on is understand that this is a zone as well and mark them to the right. These are going to be called swing points. Swing points, I'll let Vonzal get into those in the future, but swing points are going to be used for pullbacks and retracements. So impulse, retracement to the previous support. Same thing over here. We have this support here. Broke through, created a new lower low. The new lower high is really close to the previous support. So we want to understand that so here's the lower low, came up, retraced, a new lower low, a new lower high, but look at the lower high is practically sitting at the previous support, and it's giving us a doji candle, which shows indecision. So there's tons of opportunities to get in, and I wish I had more time with you guys, but you can sell it right here, put your stop loss above the wick, and you guys can go for a 1 to 2 or just take it down to previous support. So you guys don't even have to, you guys can take it from right there. You guys can literally get in at the doji on a swing point because you know it's a downward trend. It did create that lower low right here. It created a lower high. And now this is the support level right here. But that's 127 pips. Now, again, if we look at the time frame, that's 06 in the morning. So I just start to understand, when did this pair start to move? And we can get into sessions. I have so much details to tell you. And I wish I had way more time. I'm actually, I'll show you guys what I'm doing right now. I hope everybody can see me. But I have my whole production set here. So I'm recording my new course. I have my dual monitor set up. And I'm currently in Los Angeles. And yeah, it's amazing, guys. So this is what we live for, guys. This is what we want. We want the freedom, but understanding how we get the freedom is by being consistent. by jumping on every day, by looking at the charts, and by understanding what it's telling us. So today, guys, I just wanted to make sure that I covered a little bit of the fibs and how I use them and what we wait for and how we measure the impulse, the retracements, and then using it as not only one confirmation, but there's 3 confirmations. We have our Fibonacci, we have our golden zone, we have our impulse. So we know once this impulse is to the downside, I'm only looking for sells. So now when it rises back up, it's hitting my zone, great, and it's at a swing point, which means it's being used as resistance when it was being used as support. I'm definitely taking that trade. Same thing here. Boom, impulse. I don't care about the impulse, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys. I can measure this new impulse from the top of this impulse to the bottom of this impulse, and that only came up to the 38.2. So understanding what zones really matter. Let's go ahead and do this one as well, since we're doing them. So I'll go ahead and measure this impulse right here. And this one did come all the way to the 50 to 61 zone. And again, next to a swing point. So you guys can use, nice view. Thank you, Joaquin. You guys can use Fibonacci with swing points and understanding market structure. That's the key, guys. And yeah, I kind of want to answer any questions if you guys have them. I have about 5 more minutes. I have a shoot at 6 o'clock. So yeah, if you guys want to, I don't know if I can unmute you guys, but there's 44 of you guys. I would love for a question or two. Very thorough, dope class. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. Again, I'm going to talk to Von Zella after this class today, and I'm going to schedule another one with you guys because there is a lot of details, and I want to make sure that do wicks count in the zone? Paulette, yes, 100% wicks do count. We never not want to count the wicks because the wick was a body sometime. So yes, it does. Yes, 100%, of course. You're welcome, Paul. All right, guys. So any other questions? I'm here for you guys. You know, Von Zell is one of my great friends, and I want to help not only him, but his whole team. I want to see everybody 2021 just rise because, you know, I'll share a little bit of my story. I was in the Marine Corps a long time ago, and I got out of the Marine Corps and I was kind of lost a little bit, and I didn't know what I was doing too much. So I found a mentor and I learned how to trade, and I was literally able to retire in less than a year and a half. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys, man. And Von Zal said you guys are super smart. You guys are all learning. I can't wait to see you guys again and talk to you guys again and just kind of show you some more nuggets and gems. And yeah, just help your trading career go to the next level. Awesome, man. Thank you, Paulette. I'm super blessed that it was very clear, you know, very detailed. Thank you, Cynthia. You know, and it's only going to get more and more in depth. So, Von Zal, if you want.
Hey guys, type 8 in the chat if you thought this training was lit. Type 8 in the chat if you thought this training was lit. Hey Sean, thank you so much, man. Appreciate it.
Of course,
I cannot wait for the 2021 link up. I cannot wait. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, 2021 Von Zal. Either you come out here, I'll fly you out here, or I'll fly to you, whatever it takes. But we need to sit down and do a mastermind and see how we can. I want to do a rags to riches program, and I want to take another 10 traders under my wing to create 6-figure traders. So I got a crew of that. Awesome. So Michael, we'll go to Chicago. I'm totally down. I love traveling, guys. So if you guys are in a great area, I go to Miami often. I go to Texas. Haven't been to Chicago, but I'm willing to go. And yeah, if Von Zal is there, then I'm there. So
indeed, guys, we're gonna be there. I appreciate it. Yeah, we'll link up again for another class. We have Monday through Thursday classes, you know the deal. Sean's holding a boot camp, so I'll get the information. If you guys want to attend that boot camp as well, it's 3-day in person. So I'll get the information for you guys if you ever want to attend.
Yeah.
Again, Sean, appreciate it, man.
Yeah, real quick, if I'm gonna share my Instagram with you guys. And this is just for you guys to ask questions if you guys need to. Let's see here. So my Instagram, guys, is going to be Sean Banks. There's only one of me, I believe. So you guys can definitely add me on Instagram. at Sean Banks with a Z. And I will definitely add you guys today. And Bonzal, you're in my Discord, right? Bonzal? I think he stepped away for a sec. So yeah, guys, I definitely have a Discord for you guys as well. Y'all are welcome to come to the DMV, particularly Maryland. I don't know what DMV means for you, Charlene, but the DMV over here means the Department of Motor Vehicles, and I do not like that place at all. So I would never go to the DMV ever, and I don't like that place. I just went a couple days ago, and I don't like it at all. So DC, Maryland, that I can do. That I can definitely do. But yeah, guys, add me for Sean Banks, and you know, I'll go ahead and follow you guys back. I'm here to answer your guys' questions. Yeah, my goal is to share knowledge, and my intention is to. But other than that, guys, I'll let you guys go from here. And again, I'll look for your Instagram, and you guys can definitely just add me whenever.
Hey, appreciate it, Sean. Appreciate it.
All right,
Thanks,
guys.
dog.
Indeed. I'll call you in a little bit.
Yep, no problem, Bonzal. Have a great day.
Appreciate it. Hey, guys, good week this week. Good week. You guys killed it. Over 4,000 pips this week. Awesome. Type of 7 in the chat. You guys made some money this week. Good job. You guys smacked it. Blue party. It was a good training, guys. Good training. Well, you guys have a good Halloween weekend. Be safe. Is Daryl Staggers on here? He's not, is he? Yes. You got anything, Daryl?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah,
Yes, it was awesome training. And guys, I just wanted to encourage you to keep and stay plugged in because each day gets better and better and better. And Vonzel, I just want to appreciate you and Rob and Strode and Keith and all the educators, because you don't have to do this, but for you to take your time to actually make sure that people win. And we're so grateful for that. So with that being said, I just want to congratulate the entire team for winning, and let's continue to win and make this money. Everybody have a great weekend, and that's all I have.
Indeed, guys. Again, that 2021 MTM and iteach FX link up is going to be great. You guys be ready for it. We're coming to cities near you guys. It's going to be great. You guys have a good weekend. All right, be safe. Relax from the charts. Get your mind right for Monday. We're going in, guys. We're going in. All right, Curtis starts off the week. All right, Curtis is starting off the week with his strategies. All right. You guys
also Curtis. I didn't say Curtis' name. I'm sorry, Curtis. I didn't mean to ignore you.
No, you good. You good. Let's get ready for the next week.
Indeed, guys. Relax with the market. Good job. All right. Let's get ready for this election week. Y'all be good.
Oof.